Snow sure has made the travel difficult all throughout the 5 boroughs and into New Jersey, but we are ready for football nonetheless at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good AFC matchup in store between the Baltimore Ravens and the New York Jets. Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC wildcard game. Fielded right around the 8. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up second down.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. On the counter now, it's Dobbins. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Mayfield to throw it. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. He's going to have the first down and then some. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Mayfield looks to throw. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
They'll run with Dobbins. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. J.K. Dobbins. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens will strike first here, this wild card matchup. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now Wilson. That is caught. It's Uzomah. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Paul again. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? Five or more yards each time, that's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Play action's supposed to be used to slow down pressure, slow down blitzes. In this case, though, if it takes a little too long to develop, you got people right in your face.
And lucky just to get rid of the ball with the arm going forward. Could have been a fumble. On 3rd down, Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Well, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Solid running there. And, CD, we hear so much about what it takes to win in the playoffs. Most people like to include having a strong running game in their assessment. And with this man in the backfield, this group has a strong running game without a doubt.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you there because in terms of yardage, he's a top 5 running back in the league. And in terms of impact on a game, not many better than him. And when they're flowing and he's carrying the ball consistently, they're tough to beat.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 71 yards. And the Ravens lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. The run there on 1st down gets him a yard to the 26.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Hall again on 2nd down. And he stopped immediately there.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Here's Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Open man is Uzomah. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
From the 31, Wilson flushed out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. David Ojabo running in to take him down.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Play action. It's Wilson. Hard throw, incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Now the Jets will call on the field goal unit here. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt them later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Mayfield off the play fake. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Mayfield. And that nearly intercepted. Well, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. The Jets have Braxton Berrios back deep. yards on the punt there. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Ball again on 2nd down. He takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. They'll run with Hall, and he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a 1st down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw here going to be caught by Wilson. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the Ravens are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Another run here with Dobbins. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Mayfield down. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. So that potentially an important takeaway here in this second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
Straight ahead is Hall. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. A gain of 3, second down. From the shotgun, Wilson. That's caught by his tight end, Uzomah. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing is Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And it is now 21-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded right around the 8. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Wilson's throw complete there to Berrios. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
There's no doubt that he has plenty of heart, but you've got to be careful of those receivers that are slight of build. They leave themselves open to some pretty big hits across the middle. That pass, incomplete.
On 2nd and 10, Wilson. And he'll find Hall. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
And that is no good. No good. Wide to the left. And this will stay a 3-touchdown game.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And finally, he's taken down at the 18. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson.
That pass complete to Moore. And they're going to get this up to midfield. On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
On 1st down, Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilson. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Wilson. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack.
And for the defense, their 3rd sack of the game.
That number tells you that they're starting to put it together with their defensive game plan. They're starting to feel pretty good about what the offense is doing, bringing the pressure at the right time, and putting the quarterback on the ground.
To try again after the sack, Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted.
Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And they had the big halftime lead. Their defense just helped them out further by forcing the turnover, so things are starting to look pretty rosy.
They certainly are, but they've got to be careful about getting complacent, though. They still need to go out and run their offense efficiently.
92 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And he will have a Ravens 1st down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts.
They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. They'll roll him out right. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That one goes for 24 yards.
Brandon, there have been some memorable snow games for championships in the NFL. 1948, Philadelphia Eagles, Chicago Cardinals.
Well, the most famous one in my lifetime, I think, is got to be 01, right? Raiders, Patriots, to send the Patriots to the Super Bowl.
You had to go to the Tucker Roll, didn't you? Yeah, I think that's one people remember. I also know this. In Miami, the infamous one, the snowplow game. In New England, when they went out there and the Patriots had a guy come out and clear a spot on the field for their field goal kicker to kick the game winner.
Is that 82?
That was 82. And the Dolphins fans will never forget it.
Well, we're not seeing one of those famous games here, but it's fun to be in the snow nonetheless.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
John Franklin Myers just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Here's Mayfield. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Jets force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. So that, Charles, maybe the play that this defense has been looking for.
They've hung in there, and if they lose this game, it won't be from a lack of effort on their part. The key question is, can the offense finally do something, because we're into the 3rd quarter, and a 0 is still glowing on the scoreboard.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Wilson. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. He finds his man complete. That's Wilson. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they find a way to convert on 4th and 10. Again, Wilson. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone.
He's got a man complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Third quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. He finds his man complete. That's Hall. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Look, we all know that sometimes we see upsets in the wild card round. But I have to tell you, in this case, I did not see that coming.
I don't think anyone in the stadium saw it coming. You and I were coming in before the game. There was a couple in front of us talking about travel plans for next weekend. They might want to cancel those.
Yeah, I would say so, because right now it's looking more and more like they're going to be one and done. They're probably trying to call the hotel and make sure they get their security deposit back.
Fielded right around the 8. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
right back to Dobbins on first. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round one here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Mayfield on first down. He's got his man. It's Andrews.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
I know that no game in the NFL is ever easy, but they're making it look that way. Everything is being done with such precision. Just on this drive alone, 3 plays, 3 first downs. If you're on defense, you're scrambling, looking at each other, trying to figure out how are we going to slow these guys down.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Credit the tackle to John Franklin Myers. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Now Mayfield. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, but it looked like a Raven was able to get in there, and they will indeed keep the possession.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on here to punt it away. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt.
And the Jets will take over. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far. And they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Now Wilson. Goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
And check down complete to Hall.
And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching? And that's caught inside the 35.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Now Wilson on 1st down.
They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw.
There's Hall bringing in another one.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be second down. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Second down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5.
Wilson will throw again.
That's to Davis. He's got it. Touchdown, New York.
8 yards on the touchdown pass.
And the Jets have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it 24-13. 2 scores down, 2 timeouts at their disposal. This is a critical onside kick. And wait a minute, did the Jets get it? They did. Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They are in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got the momentum here now.
Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Well, they've certainly had trouble unlocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
Second and 10 now, Wilson. And he comes back with one complete.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
To throw again is Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. Of course, remember, you need a touchdown here and a field goal.
Doesn't matter the order, but they have to get it done and get it done fast.
They go play action now. Wilson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Marcus Williams.
And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here, maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
They'll go again with Dobbins.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins.
And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. So look at this. They'll go for a field goal now to get within a score. This to get it back to a 1-score game. He had the distance, but it's no good. Line to the right, and they will remain 2 scores down as the difference holds at 11. Well, when you've got a kicker out there who's already missed twice, he definitely would rather have about a 30-yarder rather than one from a neighboring county.
Can we agree to just give him a pass on that one? It would have definitely been a way to turn his mood around, but instead, it's a third miss and another scoreless possession.
And a wild card win moves them on to the divisional round.
Everyone plays all year long for the right to get into the tournament, as they like to call it. Wild card, divisional, doesn't matter to them. One moves on, one goes home.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports from MetLife Stadium. Good night.